Just get a new iPhone 16 or 16 Pro. Here are some of my current favorite accessories that pair nicely with your new iPhone. Now, I'm not a huge case person. I've actually gone naked iPhone for the last few years, and it's kind of hard to go back, but sometimes I like to throw a case on it. Just kind of depends on my situation. And if I were to throw a couple of cases on it, I want to go with some that offer a little bit more functionality, like when I'm traveling somewhere, or if I don't want a bunch of stuff in my pocket, combining your phone and wallet is something that's appealing to me. And the Nomad Modern Leather Folio is quite nice. Now listen, we've been huge fans of Nomad here at the channel for quite some time. Their stuff is just really high quality, but I do want to be clear that absolutely nothing in this video is sponsored unless I tell you otherwise, and I will make it clear up front. Now, a lot of these companies have sent us some of this stuff to check out, and so a lot of these things I really just do use on a regular basis. Also, I'll try to have everything linked down in the description below if you want to pick something up for yourself. Anyways, this Nomad Folio case does an excellent job at not only protecting your phone, but also gives you the ability to toss in a few cards here on the inside part of the folio. You can put about 3 cards, and then on the inside pocket here, you can throw some cash in there if you want to, or any notes or whatever it might be. So yeah, you can combine your wallet and your phone in one, so it'll save you some room in your pocket, free up that space. But if you're not a fan of folios or you want something a little bit more traditional, not a problem. Nomad also offers the traditional leather case. You get an option for black or brown leather. Personal fan of the brown, and I like how this kind of fades over time and this leather wears down. There are also anodized aluminum buttons, extra clicky. And then for the camera control, I like this better than the folio because it's actually a much bigger cutout so that you have a little bit more room to navigate the camera control button, which is also really nice. Now, I did say I'm not a huge case person, and that's pretty true, but sometimes I don't want to scratch up the back of my phone, and I can do that without having to add a giant, big, bulky case by just using the magnetic leather back. This is basically the back of a traditional case, and it magnetically attaches to your iPhone, and you have all of the protection and style and that cool leather look, and it gives you a little bit more protection. It's not going to help from any drops unless you drop it directly on the back, but it will help from like putting it in the same pocket as your keys and your keys scratch up the back of your phone. That won't happen. So this is really, really cool. Now, if you don't like the leather cases and you want something a bit more traditional, maybe plastic, like a hard plastic, well, you can't buy anything from like that from Apple. They don't do that, but Beats decided to randomly make a few cases, and they're actually nice. They're, you know, some sleek looking plastic, soft plastic cases, and they do have some nice colors on the back. Interesting pop of color on the inside portion, which you probably won't really see. And the button areas are really nice and tactile and clicky, and the camera control is actually not a cutout at all, which is pretty cool. So even though it is completely covered, Beats and Apple did some over-engineering to make the haptic gesture still somehow work while completely covering the button, which is pretty crazy. And lastly, for protection on the front of your iPhone, I've actually been using these ultra tempered glass screen protectors from ESR, simply because it's one of the easiest applications that I've ever seen. In fact, I got a ton of screen protectors that I've gotten sent to me, and they're all fine. Honestly, I often go on Amazon and just look for whatever's cheapest, and they usually work pretty well. But these ESR ones, you get like 3 or 4 in a box, which is really cool. And all you do is just put it inside the little applicator and pull the tab, and you have maybe a few bubbles that you have to squeegee out, but otherwise it's a perfectly applied screen protector. And as you can see, mine looks perfect here. There's no bubbles, and it's been holding up quite well, and I really enjoy it. Now, when it comes to charging, there are actually a few that I really like. So for home or desk use, or just more of like a stationary, non-travel related, I like this Nomad Stand 1 Max. There are a few different iterations of these that I've been using, and I really love them all, honestly. But the biggest difference with this model, and why I'm using it specifically, is that it supports Qi 2 charging. And I think all of the ones that I'm going to show you are Qi 2, which is really nice because you'll get the 15-watt wireless charging for all Qi 2 devices, or MagSafe enabled devices. And the Apple Watch here supports fast charging. The little area here, it's docked, it's nice. And then behind the Apple Watch, you have a place for any Qi enabled headphones. So I use my AirPods there. Now, the real bummer with this is that it doesn't come with a 30-watt USB-C power adapter, which is what you'll need to make this work. And you can pick up something from Nomad or really anywhere on Amazon and make sure it's 30 watts or higher, and it will work just fine. Another one that I do want to touch on briefly is this ESR 3-in-1. And while I said earlier this video is not sponsored by anyone. We did recently have ESR as a sponsor in a different video, and there was no obligation for me to add it in this video, so I want to be upfront and clear. But the thing is, with sponsors, we do tend to work with sponsors that we really enjoy, and I really like this charger. I use it on my desk. And there's really one reason why I use it, and that's the cryo boost feature that they're showcasing, where there's basically this little fan blowing on the back of your iPhone while it's charging here via MagSafe. And I think that's really nice because with these powerful chargers, whenever I dock my phone, sometimes it gets really, really hot, and then the performance stutters and lags, and that's not cool. So this will, no pun intended, help keep your phone cool and performing well. And then you also have a little spot for your watch or AirPods, but the cool thing with this is if you don't want the Apple Watch portion, you can take that off if you want to. Now, these next two here from Belkin are also multi-device capable, but the biggest thing with these is that you're able to take them on the go. Like, this is super heavy from Nomad, and the other one is more of a, desktop or home charger. But these two here, this Qi 2 travel pad, so again, Qi 2 enabled 15-watt MagSafe charging. Now, this only charges 2 devices, but you can do your AirPods if you want. You just can't do 3 at a time. So you can do your Apple Watch here either flat or docked up. And then on this side, you can do your AirPods or your iPhone at the same time, depending on what you want to do. It looks really nice. It folds up. It's got this little stitched material around it, and it's also USB-C. So this basically replaces my MagSafe Duo. The reason why I don't use that anymore is because I don't want to carry a lightning cable, and so the fact that this has USB-C and can charge the same 2 devices that I want to charge at any given time while traveling, and it folds up, that's why I'm using this. I absolutely love it. And then if you want to do 3, kind of bring your desktop home charger for your nightstand on the go, you can use this at home and then unplug it and take it with you because it's a pretty thin profile. It's a little bit heavier, but what you can do here is you can charge your AirPods right here or any headphones, and then you can flick this thing up, or again, you can keep it docked down if you want to lay it flat, but this is for your Apple Watch. And then over here, you can charge your iPhone either flat or you can pull it up and have it docked up, which is pretty cool. And so then if you turn it, it'll support standby mode, which is also really nice. And again, it's able to be taken on the go, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, one quick honorable mention here is this Moft wallet. And what it does is it attaches to the back via MagSafe on your iPhone. It can only hold, it says 2 cards, but I mean 1 or 2 cards, I would say at max. But what it does is it's actually a stand for your iPhone. So you pull one part back and you've got like a little stand, and then you can pull it again and you have a tripod stand, which is kind of cool. So it can combine your wallet a little bit if you only need like an ID and 1 card when you're going out, and it makes a cool little dock for, maybe the tray table on a plane or on your desk, whatever the case may be. And so yeah, this has been some of the new accessories that I have recently gotten and have been using with my new iPhone 16, but I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. What are you using with your iPhone? What's your favorite accessory? Let me know down in those comments. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.